When you step into an alien, intimidating environment completely on your own, the brain processes the isolation as an immediate physical threat. That acute feeling of vulnerability triggers one of our oldest survival instincts. We immediately scan the landscape for allies, searching for a group to attach to, in order to restore a baseline sense of security. This is exactly the position our protagonist, the camel, finds himself in. He is the ultimate vulnerable outsider, sick, abandoned by a traveling merchant, stranded in an entirely unfamiliar forest. Extreme isolation like this creates what psychologists call a social vacuum. The mind becomes so desperate to fill that void with acceptance and belonging that it shuts down logical risk assessment. Against all odds, the camel is approached by the absolute top of the local social hierarchy, the king of the forest, the lion, along with his two cunning enablers, the fox and the crow. Rather than attacking the sick animal, they welcome him into their circle. For an outsider, this feels like winning the social lottery. Overnight, the camel gains immediate status and ultimate physical protection simply by associating with the most powerful predators in the ecosystem. This animated diagram illustrates a psychological concept known as a false baseline. Notice how the blue line representing perceived trust climbs rapidly during a period labeled resource abundance. Because food is plentiful and times are easy, the camel feels completely safe, entirely missing the red line underneath, a flat, dangerously high baseline of latent risk that never actually went away. Surrounded by plentiful food in the forest, the camel recovers his health. He thrives, blinded by the superficial peace and the polite, friendly behavior of his new companions. Trusting an alliance based purely on how people treat you when resources are abundant leaves you blind to the true underlying nature of the people you share those resources with. The environment, however, rarely remains abundant. The shift happens when the lion attempts to hunt an elephant and suffers a severe injury, abruptly paralyzing the group's undisputed protector and provider. The ripple effect on their ecosystem is immediate and devastating. The lion stays trapped in his den. Hunting stops entirely. The daily supply of meat vanishes, and starvation sets in. Desperate, the lion commands his subordinates, the fox, the crow, and the camel, to search the forest in different directions. They all return empty-handed, having failed to secure a single meal on their own. As the hunger deepens, the group dynamic fractures. The polite veneer of the alliance starts to crack, and a dark desperation replaces the easy camaraderie they shared just days prior. Scarcity is a ruthless catalyst. It strips away the pleasantries of the social vacuum and exposes the raw, highly transactional nature of a toxic hierarchy. The starving predators hold a secret conclave. Looking at the camel, they no longer see a friend or an equal. They see a massive, untapped source of meat walking comfortably right beside them. But they don't simply attack him in the dark. Doing so would violate their own twisted illusion of order, nobility, and absolute loyalty to the king. They need to extract the resources while keeping their self-image intact. To achieve this, they construct an elaborate illusion of choice. The crow steps forward first, bowing before the lion, and nobly offers his own life to feed his starving king. There is a calculated catch. The crow explicitly points out that he is physically too small to actually satisfy a lion's hunger. The offer is highly theatrical, but safely void of actual risk. Immediately, the fox repeats the exact same performative gesture. He offers himself up, knowing full well he will be spared. Together, they establish a new, incredibly dangerous standard of behavior for the group. This flowchart maps the trap. A loyalty norm node exerts pressure outward. The crow and fox bounce safe sacrifice offers back, equating self-sacrifice with loyalty. The chart expands. Intense pressure forces a fatal pathway from the camel back to the center, caving to peer pressure. He volunteers his own life. His fatal miscalculation is assuming his friends will politely reject his offer out of camaraderie, treating him with the exact same grace they just showed each other. The ultimate danger of a toxic alliance is rarely direct physical aggression. It is the calculated, dark manipulation of social norms designed to make a victim willingly engineer their own destruction. The exact moment the camel finishes his sentence, the illusion of friendship vanishes. The lion and the fox instantly pounce, ending his life before he even registers the deception. The camel meets a tragic, naive end, while the predators seamlessly return to their natural, satisfied state. Their survival is secured entirely at his expense, all without breaking their own social rules. A cunning, self-serving individual operates on a static set of internal rules. Their core nature does not soften, no matter how warm and friendly their facade appears when kindness costs them nothing. In the real world, this translates to social environments and workplaces that subtly demand extreme sacrifice, self-harm, or the constant breaking of your own boundaries simply to prove you fit in. True loyalty can only be accurately measured under extreme pressure. Trusting inherently wicked people during times of plenty virtually guarantees you will become their prey the moment scarcity arrives.